Hello, Odd Job Doer here, and today's little quick video, I hope, is back in the theater. And as you can see there's a bit of a gap from like this black part here and this blue part here. And if you are watching this series and have seen the part about the new projector that was installed-ish, kind of, you'll see that basically we're still there. Look at that. We got a projector on a board down there. And what had happened was that I think the height's off. I think that crate and that board, we need to drop it down a little bit lower, and I will show you the reasoning behind this. If you go to the manual, alright, I don't know if you can see that, but for 120 screen here and measurement H3, which is this over here, the height of the desk, which is funny because you look at this desk here and you're like, hey, that's like a normal desk. Well, tabletop. But over here for 120, they're talking about 7.9 inches. So this here should be really close to the floor, this desktop, not by looks. So 7.9 inches. And then, if you go up to the column here, the image desk height gap, H2, that's from the top of the desk, I believe, to the bottom where your picture is going to float. They want that to be 13.9 inches. Now, I added those together, and I got 21.8 inches, and then I did math. And this was hard. So if you aren't good at math, hopefully you find like, I don't know, a 10th grader, 6th grader, 5th grader, something like that knows simple math, or still knows this stuff. But basically what I had done was I have taken their measurements here. They're 7.9, and trust me on this if you can't read it, but 7.9 inches and a 13.9, added together I got 21.8. Then I divided the 21.8 into the 7.9 to give me a 36.23%. And it divided the 21.8 into the 13.9 and got me a 63.76%. And you add those percentages together and I get 99.99%, which is almost 1%. I could have rounded up somewhere, probably made it 100%, but math. So with that knowledge, I had taken the measurement from the bottom of the screen down here, that black strip, to the floor. And I got a 26.75 inches. So I timesed 26.75 by 36.23%, which actually times 26.75 by 0.3623, and that gives you a percentage amount, which gave me 9.649 inches. No, 9.69 inches. Then I times the 26.75 inches by 63.76%, which would be the 0.6376 times 26.75, and that got me 17.05. So, in theory now, for this setup, because the way the screen is here, which is not something I really want to change, they're fine with it here, I had to change the math from the book. So, what I'm going to be doing is probably having to get rid of the good old crate here. And what I was looking for, you know, and trying to help these people out, was finding something like a shelf with a drawer. So they could pull something out and store some stuff in it, and then push it back in, and you still have a good stable shelf for the projector to sit on. What I ended up doing was I found at the big orange box store this right here, and I'm just going to zoom in on a little bit. A HDX product, which for this particular projector here, this here is going to have a little bit overgap on the side that says it's 28 inches wide by 15 deep. The 15 is like almost spot on. I think the unit was 14 deep from the front to the back here. And so 15 is going to make that great. And then we got the left and right side. And you know what? You need some breathing room on this thing anyways, on both sides. And so that's going to be fun. This right here is 20 inches wide. I think that was 21 inches. I got the manual here. Forget about the manual. We're going in without it. And yeah, so what I'll be doing first here is taking the plastic wrap off this item and looking at some pieces. I hope this works out. So you can see I dropped down a little bit more. I took out the boards, and it still has about an inch or so from the bottom. But you know what? I found out that on this particular jobber here, on that crate, the big finger here, this top ridge right here, which is just a little bit below the top of the crate, that is the 9.6, whatever we figured out earlier, mathematical amount to where it should be actually at the top of the surface. So the bottom of that. And so what I did painstakingly is I just ever so slightly picked up this unit, not looking into the beam, moving it over and down to try to make it level with that. And you know what? It looks like it's going to work. Famous last words. But right now you can see that part of this, back to the whole setting this up picture, is that at the top here, it's hard to straighten out, there we go, but at the top there's a little bit of a gap up there, and at the bottom there's a gap. Now to fix that, you can slide the unit, the whole unit, back some, and that makes the picture larger and spread out. The problem is though, is when there's no gap at the top, we still have a gap at the bottom. That means you got to drop it down. And the reason why we're doing this is building the stand, customizing it, is for one, there's stands out that you can buy. I think they're called like elevated lifters. You put underneath this thing, you can jack it up and kind of incrementally put it wherever you want to. And that's too easy, folks. That's why I'm not doing that. But two, there's going to be a little secret, hopefully. Stay tuned towards the end of this video and you'll see why I'm going to do this little shelf thing. Now, going to the shelf thing comes with this here. 4 plates that look like this right here, which for this job, we're going to be using 2 of them. And hey, this set costs like 20 bucks, I think. So if we have leftovers, waste, whatever, that's fine. So we need 2 of those bases. And then what comes with this set also is this here, like an octopus. So what we have here is feet, legs, right? So just kind of break these off and maybe hit with some sandpaper if you want, or just put those in the back. So we have this thing here and caps. Caps for this part here. This will go on the top. Case in point, I'll show this real quick here. We've got a platform, right? Looks something like this here, right? Nice and solid. There's no holes in it. That's going to be helpful on this. So the top caps we'll just place in here and push down when it's time. That's not yet. But the bottom feet, I believe these shelves are all the same from what I can tell. Bottom feet just insert in here. I'm just going to turn this thing inwards, right, and push it on down. So I'll do the other 4 feet, and we'll get back to the next part. Alright, so we got it there. The feet are all on, and we'll just go ahead and place it down like so. Now then, you can see what this is getting us here. So the next part is we have the risers, the legs that come with this thing, and nice and straight plastic. Chin says this thing fills this because it's supported to I think 286 pounds. I think it says 268 pounds. Yeah, I'm going to show you here what it says here. 264 total pound weight, or 66 pounds per shelf. Now I know this unit is a little bit heavy, but 66 pounds. But on these things here, look at that. This is called fine craftsmanship, right? They just kind of blow it out here, and some have that, some don't. And don't want to cut a finger on that, so we gotta be careful that these edges are a little bit sharp in here and here. And this is the important part. Pay attention. We have these risers, and you can see there's a tip like this here, looks like that. and there's this side up here which don't. And from my understanding, it's because this here's like the top of the unit, kind of like the top down there. And see, this here don't, oh, that does fit. This one here also fits. So, I have to figure out which one goes into which. And the manual is actually on the back of this right here advertisement. And let's see here. So it shows the tip part going in the bottom. So you have like this right here, top side up. So this special part here goes in like so. Now that makes sense. But what we're going to do now is we'll add the 4 poles in there, or basically I'll just do one. I'm going to zoom in here. I think you just saw how it's done, but basically, you put the find 4 of these stick things that you like, and you put the pole in the hole. All right, and kind of give it a twist and push it down there so you get in there good. Now then, what we'll be doing is back to our measuring. This is going to be a little bit tricky, because what we're going to do here is we'll probably put a pole in here to see. I know there's a little ledge in there. We'll see if it goes into that ledge, but this part here goes in the bottom. And yeah, it goes in, flip it around, and there's, like I said, it goes in that little ledge in there. So, we're going to measure from the ledge up to the top of this here, and figure out our measurements to go from basically the floor. So I have the little feet on the bottom here. Whoa. Up to what this top shelf would be, and that's going to be our 9.6 something inches. 9.69 inches. And now a little bit more about math here, folks. So if you ever wondered, if you have like 1/8 of an inch, like 1/8. What that means here is 1/8 of an inch actually equals 0.125. You see that? Right there, 0.125. Now, 1/16 of an inch equals 0.0625. If you add this together, you get 0.1875. Add that to 0.5, which is ½ inch. Gets you 0.6875, which is real close to 0.69. I mean, I can fudge probably, well, just a teensy bit above that and pretend it's 6.9, or just leave it at that because that's pretty close. And so that's what we're looking for, and yeah, we're going to measure it up because we'll be cutting next. Alright, so after a bunch of measuring and doing stuff and looking at things, what came out to be was, we have this right here. Remember, this tip here you want to keep on this leg and get rid of this side of here. And what I came up with this measuring here is a little notch I put right there, which makes it, this part here is 6 5/8. Right? And so when I put that in there and bring it up, it should be the measurement we're looking for, the 9.6 whatever low. So I'm going to find a sharp hacksaw and a miter box. I'm going to miter this here at 6 5/8, and same with 3 other legs, and we'll be back to put it all together. Alright, precision, right? So 6 7/8, whatever I said before. And this part here, I just kind of hit it with some sandpaper to kind of get the burrs off a little bit, but you want to make sure you don't round it. You don't want these edges rounded, otherwise it might just slip right through the next shelf up. So, I'll give you a little hint on this thing here. You have this leg, right? This part here should go in the leg. It's a little tough. You can see, but it does go in there, and you just kind of ogre strength it down. So, you have your bottom part here goes in, and bottoms up to that ledge. This part here, goes in this part here, and you give it, line it up, give it like a little twist and turning, and don't be shy. All right, and then you do the rest of them off camera, so you're all done. Got that? Now the next part here is the top shelf, And just grab any of these, you know, spare shelves, things hanging around that you think look nice. This thing is a little dirty, but that's fine. And yeah, so you have those parts just cut off there, mesh them up to the bottom holes, and you know, slip it in there, nice and gently like. And helps if you're not going cockeyed. Right, side one done, and side two done-ish. Now to finish off this little contraption, we've got the top plugs here. If you remember from before, this little thing just kind of sits in this top part here. There. Now I'll finish the rest of them here, and we'll get back at it. And behold, with just how many easy steps, we've created a stand that is actually a little bit less than the other one. It should be right with that ledge. It's going to be a little bit of optical illusion here, but the top of the new surface is probably about the same as this height, this dirty ledge right here. Now, to finish this up, I will very carefully take out that crate, holding this with one hand, and slide this underneath with the other hand, or something safe. I just won't film it though in case I break it, and you know. Right, and here it is with the unit on it. Yes, you know, it can be moved over and the unit can be centered again. And what I was going to have this little gap for down here, which may or may not work, is over here is the center channel. I don't know if that's going to still be able to fit in there, or be able to fit in there, but that would have been perfect to put the center channel in there so you have sound coming out. Otherwise though, next train of thought is hopefully build up a little stand that will go right back in here behind the projector, more closely against the wall, and higher, so it spits out from there. And you know, it should spit right over the through the video. Shouldn't have any problem there. Now, that's what we got. Pretty much on the bottom here, it matches up. And this is just with some quick jimmying around, but up at the top there too, matches up. It doesn't have that gap at the bottom or top anymore. The sides a little bit, on both sides. So, you know, it's doing some fine tuning of rotating your unit, right? Maybe raise or lower the legs a little bit, rotate the unit down there. But that's it for this video. You know, main thing was getting that little stand. Like I said, 20 bucks for that thing. The riser thing, which I found it once online, couldn't find it again. But I also didn't know what kind of a size of the tabletop that riser thing took. All I did know is that you really couldn't put anything underneath it. At least this place here may not have room for that center speaker, but maybe another one. Or, you know what, remote controls can be stuck on that shelf down there. Game controllers, who knows? Almost endless, as long as it's not above, I don't know, what, 4 or 5 inches there. So, this here is done. Some fine tuning, a little cleanup of stuff and rearranging, and they'll have a great little home theater, hopefully. Any questions, comments, you know, let them be known below. And if you enjoy this video, give it a thumbs up. And Odd Job Doer, out.